Hey man, you said like business is like having a relationship with the goal.
Yes, sir. Quite frankly, business is like having a relationship with a girl.
I want to hear more about that. Hey everybody, welcome to Deep Dive. I'm here with Nchidzi Mokento. You guys know him by now. We've already had an episode with him. So welcome back to the Deep Dive sessions, Mr. Nchidzi Mokento.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
How you doing, man?
I'm alright, man. Thanks for having me
Yeah,
again.
man. Hey, man, you're a barber, man. You know, what is that thing I used to do in Mets? That parabola. Y equals MX plus C. I know your barber is proper, dog.
Nah, thanks.
Yeah, man.
Big up to him. Big up to him.
Man, let's get into it, man. You said that you said business
Yeah.
is like a relationship. It's like having a relationship with the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to me about them. I want to dig into that.
All right. So
It's interesting.
business, like anything, is a relationship between you and your business.
Yeah.
Between you and your customers. Right. So what I get at it's like a relationship with a girl. People think this is the thing people think. Get wrong. People believe starting a business is the hard part.
Yeah.
But I bet I can dare say running and maintaining the business is the difficult part.
Keeping the goal.
Keeping the girl. Getting the girl, finding the girl, easy. Getting the girl, somewhat easy.
Yeah.
But keeping the relationship, will you be here in the next 5 years? Will you be here in the next 10 years? Are you going to get married? Are you going to bear fruit?
Yeah, man.
Same applies to
I feel
business.
I feel you. And definitely, like, even in a relationship, I feel like in business, we know about it deeply that your business has to evolve.
Yes,
it has to grow. It has to change character.
Yes.
It has to embody. Obviously, the vision is always clear. You always know where you're going.
Yes.
But you have to always, like, the mechanics change from time to time.
Yes.
And I think also, I feel like this is something that maybe relationships don't focus more on, like the whole evolving type of thing.
Because VT once said, every relationship ends. Your relationship with your girlfriend comes to an end at one point.
Yeah.
The way you guys related to each other last month may not be the same way you guys relate the next month.
Yeah.
So what it means is, do you now step up to be the new person that the relationship requires you to be? Or do you choose to stay where you are? And then that's when people start saying things like, he changed.
Yeah.
But it's just that the relationship took a step. It doesn't
Further.
have to be a big step. It took a
Yeah.
step further. Now, do you upscale yourself to be the person it needs you to be? Same as business. Your environment constantly changes, constantly develops.
Yeah.
So are you willing to step up or step off?
Step up or step off, my
Step
man.
up or step off.
Hey. Yeah, that
Yes,
was gold,
sir.
man. That was gold. And you know, something I think about a lot is that actually the whole notion of outgrowing your partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's something I think about a lot because I think growth is individualistic.
Yeah.
It's something that you have to take personal accountability of as an individual.
Yeah.
You can't delegate growth.
Yeah.
You know. And I think about it, I'm really like, what happens if that happens? And it's a question I ask myself a lot. I think some entrepreneurs may actually ask themselves a lot. Talk to me about like relationships though, man. Like as an entrepreneur, how you navigating that space?
Quick disclaimer. It's not instant money as
The
people
boy is
think it
single.
is.
Quick disclaimer.
No, I'm not saying I'm single.
Oh, you're not? Okay. No, the boy is not single, guys. Okay.
The boy is off the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as you're saying, it's always an interesting topic of outgrowing the other person.
Yeah.
But that's what I believe. In a relationship, be it business or
Pleasure, personal, whatever.
relationship, business relationship. You need to set a clear vision of where you're going.
Yeah.
Like you have to set a plan. It's like in business. The other day, my friend asked me, he's like, "Yo, what's your 18-month plan?" I was like, I haven't thought that far, man. I was like, I do my plans quarterly. And he was like, nah, you need to set the bar high. Give yourself a vision that your team works toward. Because now if you don't have that vision, it's like you're not doing your job as a CEO. So even as a boyfriend, as a husband, if there's no vision that you guys are building on or where the relationship is going, and then as a partner, you're not doing your job.
You're not doing your job,
You're not doing your job.
You know what's crazy? That I'm listening to you, I'm like, you know that business is just relationships.
Pretty much.
Like, it's really like relationships. Like, I've been in positions where I didn't have to pay for stuff, or like doors have just opened just because of relationships.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, just life is just relationships. Business is just a part of life. So it's natural that business follows that. So talk to me about that, man. Like the relationships you have that have served you well in business and how you're able to develop those. I'll give you an example. Something I used to do, and I still do. I'll just call somebody that is somebody that I admire their work. I'm inspired by them. I'm like, hey, can I take you out for lunch? 1, 2, 3. I love your work. I just like take you out for lunch. And a lot of the time they say yes, yeah, we can schedule it up. We go for lunch. That 1 hour, man, in that one, it's probably like one of the most valuable minutes I get. The most valuable hour I get in a month. Just sitting down, talking to them about business, life, everything. It's always amazing, man. Yeah. So what about you?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I feel for me, it's more of a build rapport with the person. Just build rapport. Who are they? What's their story? What are they into? What do they have to offer?
For sure.
Go out for coffee. I mean, it's just a few hundred pula. It's nothing big.
Others are like, hey, $100, Baba.
Yeah,
you have that money-ish.
And with relationships, also work on building international relations.
Yeah.
Work on building international relations. Because I currently have, well, I won't disclose, but I have a job that I have to do. And to do this job, I've engaged a company in Joburg. So yeah, just power networking and building relationships.
For sure.
Just introduce yourself. The biggest nugget I can give you right now is be vocal, talk.
Be vocal.
And believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Know your story. Own it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I think there's also a big level of authenticity.
True, yeah.
That you have to bring to the table. Because I feel like you can just tell somebody who's a phony, it's like,
true.
It's not, there's like duplicity over there. Also, I think you talked about networking, and in my mind, I'm thinking there's a lot of people talk about the difficulty in networking. I've had conversations with people ask me, how are you able to network with people? How are you able to whatnot? I think networking, a big part of it is you have to have something that you are doing.
Yeah.
You just can't network with them for no reason.
Yeah.
Like you have to, out of just saying, the advice we get is provide value to the person, which is very true. But also, you just have to have motion, man. That like you have to have something that you are doing that is at least of interest to the next person, or something you can talk about.
Yeah.
Where it's not just them just pouring into you, pouring, you're not giving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's very true. Because a lot of us think networking is actually going out and handing out business cards. Quite frankly, that's not networking.
They don't even call.
They don't call. At the end of the day, 100 people, but do they benefit you in any way?
Yeah.
I look at networking as banking. Right? For you to go to a bank, you need to have finance or resource that you're going to deposit into the bank.
Yeah.
And then that resource gains interest. That's your network. And then now the help you get from it, it's pretty much you withdrawing, because you cannot make a withdrawal without putting in a deposit.
Yeah. I feel that.
That's how I look at networking.
Yeah.
And I feel networking is a very important skill, because we're trying to, I believe the African diaspora can be reunited through business, and SADC is doing an amazing job at that by scrapping off the roaming charges.
Yeah, man. You believe we can get right into it, man.
Yes, sir.
You took it out. Like, this is on the Weekend Post. Insightful, SADC countries scrape roaming charges.
Yes, sir.
I think that deserves a round of applause,
Big up to
because
SADC,
Botswana, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe have agreed to scrape mobile roaming charges. The move comes in effect in August and takes the Southern African Development Committee closer to a single digital market. This is what we need,
It's perfect, yeah.
If we can come together, the more we come together, the more power we have.
That's true.
The more we can serve.
Yeah.
Not just us, but the world, But what Botswana did with Namibia, we're now able to just go to Namibia with our Omang, with our identity card. They can come to us with our Omang. Because I think we need to increase our population, man. I don't know what you think about that. I just feel like we need... I think Finland was doing I forgot what it is, but basically they're just getting expatriates. They're getting a lot of people to just come into the country. You don't need a lot of paperwork. They're just trying to get in a lot of workforce. I think we should probably consider that, like, just get a lot of people in the country and move forward, man. Because, hey, man, 2 what?
Yeah, it's very little.
Yeah.
And it's actually, this thing of opening up borders and scraping off roaming charges, it's actually beneficial. Because I believe in business, one should actually travel. It opens up your mind to opportunities out there. You see things.
Most def.
So now I have easy access to Namibia. I can conduct business in Namibia from here. But the roaming charges, like I gave an example where I'm working with a guy in South Africa.
And they were high, man. Like,
and they were high. Like a 2-minute call is...
Yo, they were high, bro. Like...
So at least now our telecommunications infrastructure will definitely improve. So we'll definitely see a change and growth in the business sector.
Yeah.
Foreign relations
wise. Yeah. And I think we also have to kind of look away from the issue of borders, man. Like, we have to, like, I feel like the border mentality is really keeping us at this point, because the more we think that these guys are foreigners instead of neighbors, it starts to it messes us a little bit, man. Because also the certain gentleman that reached out to me, he's Zambian, I'm not gonna say the name. We're in talks right now. We're talking about the beauty of working together and seeing where we can go forward. And I'm like, we were actually on a call, I think, a week ago.
Yes, sir.
And we've been talking, and I'm like, hey, man, it would be nice to explore Zambian markets and see what time it is. Because at the end of the day, we have to the goal is to go outside of our country. Like, you cannot build anything that's big, that's just national, man.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you have the ability to serve 200,000 people and you're just serving 20,000, why not? Why not move up? Like,
just go for it.
Yeah, why not move up? I think there's also one of the things that a lot of I'd say SMEs probably don't get right in the beginning, just like the pool of clients you're dealing with.
Yes.
You wanna say you're serving, say you're a service-based business. I'm just gonna give an example of say you're a massage therapist.
Yes.
How many people can you massage in a day?
True. Yeah.
Limited number. Yeah, you could hire another massage. How many people? Limited number. For you to do that, you have to open another, maybe franchise it or license or whatever. You understand?
Yes.
So that number is always there. And then it will never take you to those huge numbers. You cannot expect a massage therapist to make 2 million in a week, unless you're massaging the presidents or whatever, man, or you're like rappers or whatever. Like, unless you're like you understand, like that scale. Yeah.
So it goes back to the point of relationships.
Yeah, man.
But as SMEs, we're all struggling. We're all struggling. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of power in collaboration, and that would actually see and drive a lot of SMEs far.
Very far.
It's more of think about it as a torch. If you shine your light, you can only see far. Right? It's limited. But if we bring our lights together, and then think about how big or wide the spectrum or scope
for sure
we can see from there.
Do you have any stories of collaborations that you have had in the past that you can motivate people on, that are tangible, that people are like,
I've done work with a lot of international guys in the construction industry. So my main contractor is actually a company in Joburg.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think collaboration, maybe we think about it in the sense of, I don't know. I really don't know why people don't think about collaboration as a win-win situation.
Yeah,
I really don't know. I don't know, to be honest, why. Because I don't see any reason why. But also, it's good to collaborate with people that there has to be alignment of your vision, of where you're going, of what you're trying to achieve. Things have to align. You just can't collaborate with everybody. I mean, you're gonna dilute your brand. You're gonna dilute whatever you stand for.
Yeah, that's what they mean by culture eats strategy for breakfast.
Yeah.
So the person you're aligning with needs to be part and one with your organization culture. No matter how good they are, if they're not, then they're not the right person for the job.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, some exciting news also. This is on the Business Weekly. Botswana Stock Exchange attains full membership of the World Federation of Exchanges. I think that also deserves a round of applause. Mr. Teolo is doing some amazing work out there. And if you're watching this, Mr. Teolo, I want you on the deep dive show, on the deep dive sessions. So consider it. And just to read it here, it says that Botswana Stock Exchange has announced that on the 24th of May 2023 in Tokyo, Japan, the Board of Directors of the World Federation of Exchanges approved the Botswana Stock Exchange's application to become a full member of the World Federation of Exchanges. And just to put this into context, I'm reading from Investopedia. It says that the WFE exchanges are home to nearly 59,400 listed companies.
Nice.
While the annual trading volume that passes through WFE members equals 162.4 trillion as of 2021. So, I mean, you can imagine the pool, the power, and just like the integration of such a huge system.
Yeah.
And imagine what it can do for Botswana. I think that's amazing work that Botswana Stock Exchange has done over there, man.
No, it really is amazing work.
Yeah, man.
And such a move actually now inspires confidence in us as businesses, because
Exactly.
you know, a lot of people are like blaming, or the government this, okay, stock exchange this, my business is not small enough, or businesses in Botswana are not worth investing in.
Yeah.
That's the one misconception people have.
Yeah.
But such a big move just shows you how the business ground here is actually flourishing. Like
It's flourishing, man.
the ground is fertile.
Yeah. And to that end, I talked to a lot of, not a lot, but to a number of Forbes delegates that were here.
Yeah.
And all of them were telling me, actually one just told me, you know, there's a sense of optimism just in Botswana.
Yeah.
And just the opportunities I've seen in this country, I should definitely come back to this country. And we should give props to our president, man, for setting it up. It was 2 years in a row, man.
Yeah.
We had Forbes here, and I think this was Mpho Mutaurirwa. He said that on his episode, you guys should check it out. He said that that event has added a few $1 billion to the African economy.
It's very true.
It's what we need. This is what we need, because
Putting Botswana out there.
the more we play on a global scale, the better it will be for all of us.
Yeah.
You know, the better it will be for our kids, man. So I'm very, very proud of the move that we're making, even as a country. I mean, we have to be optimistic about the future now as we see this. And just to ask you, man, what is your goal with the company? Is it to sell? Is it to get listed? What is it?
Well, with my company, well, eventually get listed. I'm not building seasons to sell it.
Yeah.
Just disclaimer.
Yeah.
I believe in.
It's your legacy thing.
Yeah, I believe in creating generational wealth. So I want to be in a place where I want to leave something tangible for my kids and generations to come. No, I don't want to be that, oh, he had a business, then what? It flopped. No, they should find an existing business, benefit from it, and also, you know, help others grow.
For sure.
Through the business, yeah.
For sure. Generational wealth of the game, man. And something to that, as you're speaking, I was thinking about all the big players that I've had the opportunity to talk to or interview or whatever. I'm talking like big players, man. Business players. And the common theme I'm realizing around all of them is that all of them have group of companies.
Yeah.
It's not just like one company, they have a group of companies. Yeah. So I'm really thinking about it deeply nowadays. I'm like, man, I have to think in that sense, because if you think about it, you're just like, okay, these own a group of companies, and every company is growing exponentially.
Yeah.
So you realize that it gets them to that status much, much quicker, but it's obviously easier said than done. It's not something, but also what I realized is that they took probably one, made it big, and then that's when they had like, you know, a group of companies.
Yeah, because I remember this one time I was sitting in my room, I was like, I was drawing a map. I was like, hey, Seasons could be a holding company.
Yeah.
And then, you know, have a cleaning there, waste management there, do this there. And it's like, yeah, that's actually how these guys are doing it.
Yeah.
If you go on SIPA
yeah,
and check our big players,
yeah,
most of their companies are listed under one company, which is the parent company.
Yeah, the holdings.
Yeah, the holdings company. So keep it.
Yeah, and you know, this is actually another tip that I learned, that if you actually want to know what somebody owns, just go on SIPA and type that's the name.
Yeah.
Yo, I typed this other saying, my man. No ways.
They
I
appear
was like,
back to back on every page.
back to like my man. I was like, how in the world?
Yeah.
How in the world? It's crazy. And talking about group of companies, let's talk about Choppies.
Yes, sir.
Choppies group of companies. I mean, Choppies is one of our. It's an icon. I mean, it's a company. It's a national icon in Botswana.
Yeah, it's pretty much our first biggest retail.
Yeah, and multinational.
Multinational.
I mean,
there
was a time where 2017 I was doing a research on Choppies as part of my project at school.
All right.
Choppies was worth billions by then. I think it was like 7 billion or so. And then Cefalan was about 3-point-something billion. Choppies had 88 stores in Botswana. By then they had actually they had 85 in Botswana. And they had 88 in South Africa. I think they closed down some of them in South Africa. They had 2 distribution centers in South Africa. In April I was in Harare. I saw a Choppies and I'm like, Choppies is everywhere, man. Choppies is really everywhere, and there's so much about Choppies that they own that the average person doesn't even know that Choppies owns this.
Yeah, like they even have a distribution center, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
they should have.
Yeah,
one.
they have it. Yeah,
so it's big business.
They definitely have it here.
Yeah,
and man. So what Choppies is doing right now? Choppies seeks to raise 300 million. That's quite something there. Choppies Limited has this week announced plans. This is on businessweekly.co.bw. Has since announced plans to raise up to 300 million to effect balance sheet restructuring, eliminate technical insolvency, and reduce interest-bearing debt in the interest of profits. So Choppies will raise 300 million from its shareholders by a way rights offer. So what a way rights offer is an opportunity for existing shareholders to purchase additional shares of a company, often at a discount. That's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah,
so what they're saying, help them grow and earn more.
And this is really what it is also about investing. I always tell people that not all of us are going to be employees. Also, not all of us are going to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But all of us should definitely become investors.
That's true, yeah.
All of us should become investors because at the end of the day, I think it's in their interest, it's in everybody's interest to have wealth, generational wealth, and be able to pass it down to their generations.
Yeah.
And investing is the best way to do it.
Yeah, and just for your upkeep and safety. I mean, markets crash every day. Directions, like life can change a direction. So you need that net.
Yeah, you need that net. And also, I think like people, I read this book. I'm just going to talk about investing a little bit. I read this book called Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins.
Nice.
That book is long, bruh. It's like a manual. It's not like it doesn't give you it's like a manual. So you have to actually be intentional about reading it.
Yeah.
It took me 3 months to read that book. I tell anybody that reads that book, I'm like, my man, after you reading this book, you literally be ahead of 95% of the population in terms of learning about investing. Because that book is a lot. He sat down with 50 of the best investors in the world and interviewed them on their best investment advice. I'm talking about guys, institutional investors, any type of investor, across the world.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the goal is just buy and hold.
Buy and
hold, especially if you know what you're investing in, number one. And you have confidence in this company being around for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Buy and hold.
True.
If you buy right now, imagine the people that have bought. We know this. We know that people that have bought shares, that's about Tesla, it's about
even locally,
BTC dog.
shares.
Even locally, there was a woman who I don't know if it was like Boto College.
Yeah.
I think somebody was telling me, disclaimer, I was being told. So somebody was telling me that she had sold her shares for 5 million and she had long bought them before at a much cheaper price. It's really just a game. Set it and forget it and just keep putting the money in. Even when you get those dividends, reinvest them. Because at the age we are in right now, if I could spend the next 20, 30 years just putting away the money.
Yeah.
Imagine what would happen. Imagine Warren Buffett talks about it, man. He says the 8th wonder of the world is what? Compound interest.
Yeah. And that's
compound
very true.
interest is powerful, man. And it applies in every aspect of life, even in business and personal life.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I really think people should consider that at a high level of investment.
Yeah, and the people should check like your stock exchange sites to avoid this thing of falling into scams. And because these scams showed me one thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money in circulation.
Bruh.
Because the amounts of money people are losing on these scams is if you can put 300K on a scam on a scheme on show off. What if you took that money to a listed company, a company that has financial track record that you can check?
And then the thing about it is what? I think everybody is knowledgeable about at least one industry. Because if you're working in the financial industry, you read about it, you learn about it. If you're working in agribusiness, you learn. Like, everybody is knowledgeable just about at least one industry. Just study it and get to know about it.
Yeah.
Really read into it, know what's going to happen, read the news, understand what's happening, anticipate things. Because I think another big thing about business is just anticipating opportunity. So that you know in the next years 1, 2, 3 is going to happen.
Yeah.
AI is going to come and disrupt in this way, in this industry, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And just do your due diligence. And
now you see, we're going back to the point of thinking forward, like having a plan.
Yeah, having a plan.
That you're working toward.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
So, man, listen, man, there's just a question that popped into my mind as I'm talking to you right now. It's a big pain point for SMEs.
All right.
The big pain point for SMEs, and I wanted to see how your take on it. Just get your advice on it. 2 things. Number 1 is cash flow.
All right.
SMEs are struggling with cash flow. How do you solve the cash flow problem as an SME? Number 1, and how to deal with payments. Late payments. Number 2.
Late payments.
Yeah. So you can tackle any of them in any order.
All right. That's a tricky one, but all right, I'll try my best.
Go to small claims. I've literally taken people to small claims, man.
Yeah, that too.
And yeah.
So one thing I always advise people I talk to and do business with is get legal advice.
Yeah.
Before you jump into any contract whatsoever.
Yeah.
Get legal advice. SMEs should get in the habit of giving contracts to people, like buying someone by a contract, no matter how small the work is. Because I personally have been in such cases where I've personally been in cases where I was like, you know what, this is small, it's not that big.
Yeah.
Only to find out that this person's refusing to pay me, or they're paying me late.
Yeah.
So number 1, I'd say just contracts, guys. Contracts. Make sure those things are signed.
Align yourself with the law. Do everything by the book so that tomorrow you go to small claims or you go to court or you go to the police, you actually have something tangible to say, look, I've done 1, 2, 3 for this person. We agreed on these terms and now they're not working. And you know what's crazy right now? We have it at our disposal. ChatGPT, you can literally type in your contract agreement. And it can have it written out for you. You just have to take it to a lawyer who just comes and just says, okay, change here and there. If there's even anything to change.
Yeah, or you can pay your what? Is it 50 pula, 100 pula? Go to Legal Wise, get advice.
Yeah.
Or just find any lawyer, really.
Yeah.
Just have a lawyer for your business.
Yeah. What about cash flow?
Cash flow.
Check them at the houses.
No, not check them at the houses. They'll get you in jail.
Hey, man, after I'm not gonna lie. I once considered checking this other goon at his house. I was like, hey, this guy. I was like, man.
All right. For cash flow, I'd say, guys, use VAT to your advantage. Register your businesses, guys. Register your businesses so you can enjoy the VAT money. And just
explain it.
All right. So if my business is not registered, by law I can charge you VAT because I'm not paying any tax. So if my service is 100 pula, you cannot pay me 114 pula. A lot of VAT is 14%. So that 14% goes to my tax whatnot, and the rest is mine. Or I don't know how it works. I mean, I haven't sat down with the accountant and said, look, explain this process. But that's how I look at it. So just charge VAT, guys. Those few pullers make a difference. Because one thing I've learned about cash flow precisely is it's not how much you charge, it's how much of it you sell. So now compound that 14 pula interest that people are paying times 100 customers. That's a lot. That's big money.
Yeah, it's 1.4, eh? Yeah.
Easy 1.4 from what? From 14 pula.
Yeah.
That's big money.
Yeah.
And then just diversify, collaborate.
Yeah.
Because the thing with the SMEs is you're pretty much a one-man show. You're the accountant, you're the marketer, you're the lawyer. That's why when people don't pay you, you want to go beat them up physically.
Yeah.
But that's not But if you had an accountant, if you had a team, HR, a lawyer, then you'd know, okay, fine, no, in this situation, I just engage this guy, this guy will go deal with this guy will go deal with that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much cash flow. I just say, charge VAT, register your businesses, and so look for ways to serve more people. Serve more people, diversify your products, scale up.
I also think in my experience, I worked around that problem by just being more communicative.
Yeah.
Especially those customers pay on a monthly basis. Let them know 7 days before they pay.
Yeah.
Remind them. 3 days before they pay, remind them. And then on the day of payment, let them know. Respectfully. You're not bugging them, just respectfully. But then when they miss the day, I realized that also people treat your business how you treat it.
Yes.
So if you don't call when somebody hasn't paid you, or you don't reach out to them, they realize that they have that room to play with you.
Yeah.
They realize that they have that space, So just let them know. Talk to them respectfully. These are your clients. You want them to continue being there. Tell them, no, I haven't received the payment. I was wondering what the problem is. Maybe that's a little bit. Yeah, but just respectfully, just let them know and set the parameters. Also, like you said, contract it from the beginning. Because a lot of the times I started out without. Word of mouth.
I trust this guy.
Yeah. Now everybody needs to come in, has to have signed in. They need to know what to expect from the beginning. Yeah. Also, they need to know that this can be terminated by either party. And it can be terminated also at any time. Even though it can also be terminated when the payments are not made.
True.
So that they know what they're getting into. Because people know. People prioritize. They know, only tomorrow. That kind of thing. So people know.
Yeah, and one thing I want to leave for SMEs is, guys, flip the script on them. I know people are going to be like, no, I'm gonna be losing customers and stuff, but no, value your business. Give your business the respect it deserves. But don't let these people think your business life revolves around them, because then they'll play around you and play on your head, and you will never make a profit, let alone break even. So just let them know that, look, this is a respectable business. My business is a team that I am accountable to.
Yes.
So you not doing this is crippling the lives of these people, not just the business. Yes,
and you can say it respectfully. I'm always telling people you can say it because I think this is something, following up with payments is a very, very dreadful, people they dread it. I don't think it's nice for anybody. I don't know anyone who's like, hey man, one of the best things of my job is following up with. No, I don't know anybody that really enjoys that work. But it's necessary stuff.
Unless you're deputy sheriff.
Yeah, man, or the tax man, or whatever, Yeah, man. So I think it's really that, man. Hey man, thanks for coming through again. Delivering on a high level.
No worries, my brother.
Hey man, you guys better go check him out. His links will be below. Check out his company, dive into his work. You guys will enjoy it. Thank you guys. If you've watched this video up to this point, I salute you. Thank you so much. Please share it with one friend. If you found value in it, like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. We just reached 1,000 subs, guys. We just reached 1,000 subs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man.
Big up to you, man.
It's been a long time coming. It took us 49 videos to create, and we're here, and we're gonna take it further. And the vision is bigger than ever. So make sure to tell friends, families, this is Deep Dive, and we're taking it far. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching this episode. We really hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Deep Dive is dedicated to bringing you the most comprehensive and engaging information about business, personal finance, and personal development. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with all our latest content. If you liked this video, give it a like to show your support and help us reach a wider audience. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family who may be interested. Sharing helps us grow our community and connect with like-minded individuals. Leave a comment below and give us your biggest takeaway on this episode. If you're interested in being a part of our live studio audiences, make sure to register for the next show. Can't make it to the show? No problem. Check out our Patreon page to watch the full episode and get exclusive access to more great content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of The Deep Dive.